All right, hello YouTube. This is the video that I said I was going to do the other day. This is the drink that I make. This is the... Oh, I forgot the most important thing. I had everything laid out, ready to go, and I forgot the title of the drink, the apple cider vinegar drink. I forgot the apple cider, so here we go. All right. You need a milk jug. An old, an empty milk jug. This is not the one I pee in. This is a different one that I saved specifically for this. Rinse it out, clean it out, soap it out, clean it out so there's no milk residue left in it because that's nasty. First, honey or maple syrup. Maybe as I'm doing this, I'll explain it. It needs this drink has existed since ancient times, since the ancient Romans. This has existed. The ancient Romans knew it as Pascha, and it existed well into the Middle Ages as Pascha. It's Pascha actually had an alcohol content to it. This does not have alcohol to it. So you need some sort of a liquid sugar. Maple syrup is something that has always been used in the Americas, in North America, excuse me. And honey works. Honey is very good. You need some sort of a liquid sugar. So honey goes in there. Take the apple cider vinegar. You don't need a lot. Shake it up first. Shake it up first. And now none of this really has any... I can't tell you, oh, it's a cup of this. I mean, I'm sure I could, but I've never used it. So I just kind of go by feel. So kind of watch what I'm doing and... do exactly what I'm doing for the vinegar, because if you put too much, it doesn't taste good. So just kind of do a little bit, and that's probably good. In fact, I know that's good. So apple cider vinegar and some sort of a liquid sugar. This part here, you can use anything for this. Some sort of fruit preserves. It changes pretty much every time I do it. My favorite is cherry and pineapple, but I buy all different sorts of preserves, and I'll use really whatever. This pineapple is just going in there because it's kind of the end of it. I've got a big jar of blackberry here that's going to be the main fruit in this. But this is good. This is good. Just to get the rest of it in there. It's actually good to use up all of your old, like, when you get the bottom of your preserves in the fridge, and you're like, oh, it's not even enough for toast. Make this stuff up. So the ancient Romans knew this and gave this to their legionnaires, their legion soldiers, as Pascha. And it actually had sour wine in it and a little bit of vinegar. Now, the main purpose of this drink in old ancient times and it's still used today in Amish communities and down in the Mennonite communities in Belize. The main purpose of this was to keep the water from going bad, keep the water that you're drinking from going bad. And the Romans literally just put vinegar, herbs, and water together, and that was it. And the legions got a little bit of wine in it. Adding fruit to it is something that the British Navy started doing because they found that the sugars in the fruit helped to keep the men hydrated as they were working on the ships. At, the big sailing ships like Master and Commander times, 1700s, that kind of stuff. They found that the sugars in the fruit would actually help to hydrate the men. They also started giving this because the next ingredient that I'm going to put in here is lemon. It can be lemon, it can be lime, it can be oranges. It doesn't matter. Some sort of a citrus. And what that does, it adds to the flavor. Basically what this is it's ancient Gatorade. Now it's known as Haymaker's Punch or Switchel. The Amish call it Haymaker's Punch. They make a version of this. And it's essentially ancient Gatorade. It's Gatorade before there was Gatorade. And it tastes a hell of a lot better than Gatorade. And it works very well to hydrate you on an incredibly hot day when you're working outside. That's why they called it Haymaker's Punch. The guys who are making hay, when you cut hay, when you do haying, it's usually hot. So you need something like a Gatorade. There's herbs in this. This, just a little bit of cloves. Ground cloves, just a little bit. This is not working like I had hoped with this little funnel thing. You're learning as I learn. That didn't work the way I wanted it to. So a little bit of cloves, a little bit of ground cloves. A good helping. A good dose, I guess you could say, of cinnamon. I always make sure it's cinnamon and not like something weird that I'd be like, ooh, I just put curry powder in there. Yeah. No, this is cinnamon. So a good amount of cinnamon. And then, now I've tried this with ginger preserves and it doesn't come out as good. Ground ginger, powdered ground ginger. Put a good knock of that in there too. You're going to think, oh, it's going to taste like, it's going to be all spicy. It's going to have a kick to it from the vinegar anyway. What the ginger does is this: you serve this ice cold, as cold as you could possibly get it. And normally when you drink something really cold, like really cold water, it hits your stomach and you feel like you want to get sick. Because there's ginger in this, it takes that away. It settles your stomach and you don't feel it. At least a quarter of a lemon. You need that citrus in there for the flavor of it. It tastes really good. And I try to get some of the pulp in there. It's like gardening. You're supposed to kind of make a mess. I don't know if you're supposed to, but it's fun. So that's pretty much it. You put all those in the bottom of a milk jug. And then you take the hottest water that you can get out of your tap. So you let it run for a minute or two to get it really hot. Now, I've made this mistake in the past. I've used cold water because I'm thinking, oh, I want to drink it right away. You're not going to be able to drink it right away. It's going to sit in the fridge overnight. So get the sink as hot as you can. I'm going to make sure I put in a little bit more of the blackberry. Again, you just do as much as you want with this kind of stuff, but just some of it you kind of got to be gentle with. Like the apple cider vinegar, go gentle with that until you're really sure until you've made it a couple of times and you're sure what kind of flavor you want. Because that does quite a number on you. So get the hottest water you can get. And that's hot enough. Fill this up, which I'm doing now. So maybe I should have like Jeopardy music playing or something. No. So you fill this up until the bottle is about 90% full. Which I never realized how long this took until I was on camera doing it. So here we are. We're getting there, I promise. So as I'm doing this, I'll explain this. This drink has been around for a long time. It's been around for centuries. And it's a way that people would preserve water. On the sailing ships, they would make this, and it was called grog, where they mixed it with rum. And because it has all of these things in it, when you drink it, and I mean, yeah, it doesn't look good, but I mean, it's not really supposed to. You're drinking it. So, at least it's not like really gross colored. Then you get the hottest water you can. You get it filled to about that far up in the milk jug. And you shake it. And just shake it until you get all that kind of incorporated, and you'll see the color of the the whole fluid changed. And yes, you're going to have chunks in the bottom of this. And when you drink it, you're going to get chunks in your mouth. See how that took on that color like that? It has all the sugars and everything in the preserves have gotten into the water and everything else. It's all mixed up now. Gonna let this sit overnight. 24 hours is even better. Get it as cold as you can. And then just drink it as you would like a Gatorade. Like, ooh, I just did something that kind of was taxing and now I need a drink. This stuff will work 10 times better every single time. There's other variants that you can do with it. You can add like alcohol to it if you want to have like a party punch or something. This is really good for that. In old New England, in like the colonial times, the 1700s, 1600s, and 1700s, they called it switchel, and they would mix it with rum, and they would call it rum switchel or switchel punch, and it's really good. It's the original fruit juice. It's the original Gatorade, and my family actually calls it Oysterman's tea, because when I worked on the oyster farm, you don't know how hot it is on the water until it's like 90 degrees out and the sun is out and it's reflecting the sun onto you. It gets hot. It gets really hot. I would drink the Nalgene bottles. I would make like 3 or 4 of them, and I would take those with me, and I'd drink those throughout the day. That's how hot it was. And this stuff kept me going all the time. It kept me going. So it's been something that has really helped me do quite a lot of work in quite a lot of bad conditions and quite a lot of really hot conditions. So I wish I had found out about it before I was in my 30s. So I'm passing it on to you guys. Hopefully, you want to give it a try. You want to see what it tastes like. Like I said, hot water, and have it sit in the fridge overnight, and it'll taste great. I'm going to end this now. I think I've rambled about this ancient Gatorade, Amish Gatorade, long enough. So I hope wherever you are, you're comfortable and that God is with you. Thank you.